All right, everybody, you just watched a video that discussed author's purpose, and so now let's review. We know that author's purpose is broken down into three different categories: to inform, to persuade, and to entertain. Writing to inform is often called expository writing. Expository writing shows or explains facts. Some examples would be a biography of Barack Obama, news reports about a shooting, a note to a friend, or an essay about killer bees. Remember that expository equals expose. You're exposing people to information. Next up was writing to entertain. Attempts to influence the reader or to get the reader to behave or do certain things. Usually makes an argument. Some examples: political speeches, advertisements, a cover letter for your resume, and an essay urging readers to recycle. Finally, we have writing to entertain. Narratives are stories. They have a beginning, a middle, and an end. A story may have a lesson, but the author's main purpose is to entertain. Think Aesop's fables in that regard. Examples of writing to entertain would be the Harry Potter series, poems, narrative essays about the big game, or a script for a TV show. This is a great flowchart to look at to try to figure out what the author's purpose is. The first question in blue: is it a story, poem, or drama? If the answer is yes, it's to entertain. That's the author's purpose. If the answer is no, you've got another question. Does the text make arguments? Are they trying to say one thing is better than another thing, or that the reader should behave in a certain way? If the answer is yes, then the purpose is to persuade. If the answer is no, you've got one more question. Does the text give facts? If it does, then the purpose is to inform. So let's look at some practice activities. I want you to get out a scratch piece of paper, and I want you to make sure that you write down 1 to 10. And then for each one of these numbers, put persuade, inform, or entertain. And then we'll check your answers at the end. Number 1, the story of a teenage boy learning to understand and live with his father, who is an alcoholic Vietnam War veteran. Is that author's purpose to persuade, inform, or entertain? Next up, a list of the 25 richest athletes in the world. What is the author's purpose? Persuade, inform, or entertain? Next, an article arguing why Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player ever. What is the author's purpose? To persuade, inform, or entertain? An X-Men comic book. What is the author's purpose? To persuade, inform, or entertain? The story about a young girl with low self-esteem learning to love herself. What is the author's purpose? To persuade, inform, or entertain? Next up, a National Geographic article about the eating and breeding habits of the endangered bald eagle. What is the author's purpose? To persuade, inform, or entertain? Number 7. A website saying that a new shopping mall should not be built because it threatens an endangered bald eagle's home. The website also lists other reasons why the mall should not be built. What is the author's purpose? To persuade, inform, or entertain? A poem about bald eagles. What is the author's purpose? To persuade, inform, or entertain? Number 9, a magazine ad telling you to buy Nike Hyperdunk shoes because you'll jump higher. What is the author's purpose? Persuade, inform, or entertain? And last one, a sign saying rest stop 5 miles ahead. What is the author's purpose? To persuade, inform, or entertain? Now let's check out the answers and see how you did. Don't forget, guys, you can pause these videos anytime you want to. So now that you have checked your answers, hopefully you are on the right track with author's purpose.